Shane noticed the mental clarity. Bobby was able to work out longer and gain muscle mass. He's already completely shredded. I gotta admit, for me, the biggest effect has been libido. Now, I've never claimed to have a body like some beach model, but back when I was 20, 22 years old and worked out every day, I looked great. But over the years, and being married, having 3 kids, and working 18 hours a day, I gained basically 100 pounds. And it's been a long process losing that weight in the last 4 years. But if you look at the photos and the videos of what I looked like 4 or 5 years ago versus today, the results are dramatic. I'd already cleaned up my diet, I was working out hard, but I'd only lost about 20 pounds. It was adding the other key ingredients from InfoWarsLife.com that helped me personally go to the next level and shed another 35 pounds.
This has actually made me feel so good that here lately, about a year ago, I started training jiu-jitsu, and that kind of led to doing some boxing and kickboxing. I mean, it's amazing that 2 years ago, I was on the couch and couldn't even tie my shoes, and now I'm training with MMA fighters and just doing stuff that I never thought that I would be doing ever again. So Super Male Vitality has allowed me to do some amazing things, and if it has those kind of effects for me, I know that it will do great things for you. So just try Super Male Vitality. I promise you, you'll love it.
And finally, let's look at Anthony Gucciardi, InfoWars.com reporter. He also works with Dr. Group and others, helping develop the newest, most cutting-edge, high-quality supplements. Let's take a look at what happened when he tried to barefoot ski for the first time with the Steiners. And remember, we're not making fun of him. He had the will to get in the arena, and he's lost more than 10 pounds in the last few years of fat and gained more than 10 pounds of muscle. And Anthony chalks it up to Super Male Vitality as well. Bottom line, folks, you want to discover the power of Super Male Vitality and Super Female Vitality for yourself by visiting InfoWarsLife.com today or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Dr. Group joins us for the balance of this hour to talk about solutions. We have them up every couple of weeks. We have been trying to launch this for the last year. We got all of the organic ingredients to do it, and we've come up with a new Living Defense Harmful Organism Cleansing dietary supplement, and it is extremely affordable. It is brimming with the capsules, and the way I read the facts, this could do a cleanse for really a family of 4 or 5 people. Dr. Group, let's just get into the product now and then into parasites themselves, what folks really want to hear about in the next segment. But thank you for developing this for InfoWarsLife.com. Tell us about Living Defense and why it's so special.
Well, it's really special because it's part of the problem that we're dealing with today. When the earth becomes sick and the earth soils become acidic and the internal bodies become acidic because of all the toxic food in the air and the beverages that people are consuming, it sets up an environment that's ripe for harmful organisms to live, either on the earth. That's why a lot of the plants are infested with harmful organisms, or inside the body. And years ago, we linked every single disease process to an overgrowth of organisms in the body. And when people hear the word parasite, which the FDA does not like us to use, they actually came down on us and made us take the word parasite off everywhere, because we were exposing what the globalists have been doing, spreading these parasites and creating this environment, which is great for them to live in for years and years and years, because they know they drain us of energy, they make us sick. So we had to actually change the word parasite to harmful organism. And when we talk about harmful organisms, it's the definition, actually, the medical definition of parasite is any harmful organism that lives off of a host mechanism. Most people just think parasites are worms, but harmful organisms are bacteria, viruses that you can get through flu shots, funguses, yeast. We literally have an epidemic going on right now with molds and fungus and yeast living in everybody's body.
This is something that I heard about over a decade ago. I didn't really believe. I did one of these cleanses or invasive organism or harmful organism cleanses. It really hurt a lot, but it did do a lot. With this was not painful like some other cleanses I've done. The product is available at INFOWARSLife.com. I've always read and heard that just one of the ingredients, black walnuts, is really good at flushing parasites, and that, animals out in the fields eat them and stuff to naturally do this. We do cleanses on our dogs, our cats, our horses, our cows. Why not us?
Well, because they don't want you to know about that you need to do a parasite or a harmful organism cleanse. That's the thing. It's so secretive. And when we were doing our research into the root cause of every single disease, there's been plenty of proof.
The statistics are clear. 9 out of 10 people are infested with harmful organisms like parasites. Parasites can be transmitted by people, pets, food, and the environment, and so many other sources. Once parasites have made it inside your body, they steal your nutrients and release toxic waste. They use the bathroom inside of you. It's time to start eliminating toxic and harmful organisms from your body. Introducing Living Defense, the new harmful organism cleanser by INFOWARSLife.com. Living Defense uses wild-crafted organic herbs to help naturally cleanse harmful organisms from the body. We are expected to sell out of this very, very quickly. This is our limited first-time run. So visit INFOWARSLife.com today to try Living Defense today while supplies last.
Welcome back to the InfoWars Nightly News. Now, our final two segments, we're going to be joined with a professor, and he holds 2 doctorates, and he works out of the International Academy for Regulatory Medicine and Consciousness Research. There should be some pretty interesting information. He's also going to have a translator, and due to the time constraints, we may edit out some of the translation portion of this. But without further ado, let's go to our interview. Hi, Professor Ettinger. Thanks for joining us here on the InfoWars Nightly News. Please give me a brief introduction of yourself and the International Academy of Regulatory Medicine and Consciousness Research, and describe how what you call as space medicine, how it basically works and how you're using these concepts today, and what attracted you to the space medicine concept.
Ich bin Neurologe, Psychiater, Psychotherapeut und Professor für Regulations- und Raumfahrtmedizin.
Well, I am Professor Ettinger. I'm a specialist in neurology, psychiatry, psychotherapy, acupuncture, psychoimmunology, energy and space medicine, travel, and energy medicine.
Ich habe vorher eine ziemlich schulmedizinische Laufbahn gehabt und bin nach ungefähr 20 Jahren auch als Chef von einer Klinik ausgestiegen aus der Schulmedizin.
Yeah, I was actually working as a conventional medical practitioner and 20 years, almost 20 years, and right now since 2003 I'm working as an alternative medical practitioner.
Ich habe dann zum Beispiel die Redox-Analyse kennengelernt. Das ist ein Verfahren, mit dem Sie 7 Jahre vorher schon sehen können, was eigentlich dann sein wird. Nicht einfach so übersetzen.
I have also come to know about a redox analysis, which actually can tell you in advance, in fact 7 years in advance, what kind of illnesses you are expecting after 7 years.
Und können exakt berechnen, welche Supplements man den Menschen eigentlich geben kann, um den optimal auszugleichen. Der Wandlungseffekt liegt bei über 80%.
And you can exactly predict and give the right minerals and vitamins to compensate and balance the health situation and to bring back the person back to normality.
Nur das übersetzen, was ich sage, nicht was hier steht. Das ist egal. Okay, und also das war jetzt eines der Verfahren, was mir sozusagen das Leben gerettet hatte. Also ich hatte schwere Magengeschwüre, die Blutungen hörten nicht auf, und nach Gabe im Prinzip dieses Pulvers, was hier verschrieben wurde, stand das Ganze nach 3 Wochen einfach still.
Yeah, as I already said, I had this intestinal and gastric ulcer, and it is one of these processes which really helped me out, and I become healthy. And when you become healthy again, due to a completely different course of treatment and after conventional medicine and some of the real honest efforts from conventional friends, really couldn't help any longer. You of course search for alternatives.
Also das heißt, ich war schon sozusagen nach dieser Erkrankung eigentlich mit beiden Füßen schon im neuen System drin und hatte auch die Hilflosigkeit des alten Systems erkannt.
After getting treated by this alternative way of medicine, I was actually in research how this actually works, and since then I am practicing alternative medicine.
So, und hatte dann das Glück, dass die rechte Hand des obersten Weltraumchefs, also dieser Professor Bajewski, den Dr. Kutschera dabei hatte, der dann etwa 4,5 Jahre in meiner Praxis war.
And I had this luck, I was lucky enough to work along with Professor Bajewski and Dr. Kutschera for 4 years.
Kutschera hatte 30 Jahre lang die ganze bemannte Raumfahrt sowohl biophysikalisch als auch vor allem biochemisch und als Internist betreut.
Dr. Kutschera has actually taken care of the biophysical and biochemical systems for over 30 years.
Also biochemisch, biophysikalisch und internistisch betreut.
He also has worked in internal medicine for over 30 years.
Aber übersetzen wir sagen. Ja. Und so, und das heißt also, ihm ist eigentlich zu verdanken, dass Leute wie Poljakov zum Beispiel nach 437 Tagen im Handstand die Raumkapsel verlassen haben.
Yeah, and he is one of the main personalities who actually took care of Dr. Polyev-Kiev, who actually safely came back to Earth, both healthy and regenerated after 437 days in orbit.
Das heißt, mich hat natürlich immer interessiert, was haben die mit diesen Leuten angestellt? Das war so weit von der schulmedizinischen Vorstellung her und ich hatte dann das Glück, auch entsprechend von dem, der Poljakov medizinisch trainiert hatte, nämlich von Professor Sakriatsky unterrichtet zu werden.
Yeah, and I was really curious enough to know what they actually was doing with these cosmonauts, because it was nearly impossible for them to come back so healthy back from orbit. So I had this luck to work along with Professor Zagriatsky, who is also my teacher, and then come closer to the space medicine.
So, und das hat mir im Prinzip den Atem verschlagen, was die gemacht haben. Das heißt, die haben sich komplett der Natur angeglichen, weil sie gemerkt haben, auch aufgrund der amerikanischen Versuchsreihen, dass man so ein kompliziertes, unglaublich schnelles System wie den Körper, dass man den nicht einfach mit Medikamenten behandeln kann.
And I was very much surprised the way they are treating the person. A human being cannot be looked at in an isolated matter. He's always a part of a total continuum. Unlike the American system or the Western system, treating a person on the basis of the symptoms.
Adrenalin hat noch andere Vorzüge. Zum Beispiel ist Adrenalin der stärkste Stimulator überhaupt des Immunsystems. Deshalb haben Krebspatienten auch ganz wenig Adrenalin.
Adrenaline is the strongest stimulator in our body system, and for the very same reason, tumor patients are having lower levels of adrenaline.
So, und das heißt, man kann eigentlich sagen, sobald ich einen Adrenalinmangel habe, bricht unser System nach und nach funktionell zusammen.
That means, if we have a lower level of adrenaline hormone, the whole system is going to break down.
Es gibt noch ein paar andere spannende Sachen, die passieren, wenn Adrenalin hochgefahren wird aus der Nebenniere. Das heißt, wir aktivieren dann auch automatisch zum Beispiel Cortison gegen Entzündungen.
We are also activating cortisone hormones against infections.
Oder zum Beispiel die Hormone, die uns verjüngen, also beispielsweise Testosteron, Östrogen, DHEA.
We also try to promote and induce hormones which actually helps us in anti-aging, such as testosterone, osteosterone, yeah.
So, und vor allem geht es auch darum, dass wir einen bestimmten Strom in den Zellen haben. Das hat man in der Raumfahrt sehr wohl erkannt. Und wenn dieser Strom zusammenbricht, das heißt, wenn unsere Zellmembranen bei 15 Millivolt liegen wie bei Tumorzellen, dann haben wir keine ausreichende Energiebildung mehr.
There's this current in our body which is very vital, and if this is below 15 millivolt, body is not going to function properly.
Wir haben zum Beispiel verschiedene Systeme, die der Raumfahrt praktisch entnommen sind, um genau diese Kapazitäten wieder nach oben zu bringen.
We have several systems derived from space medicine which really help us to regulate all the system and bring us back to the normal stage.
Man muss sich vorstellen, also in der Raumfahrtsituation, während Sie alle 1,5 Stunden bei 80 Dezibel auf den Ohren die Erde umkreisen,
Yeah, you have